say we are black
Black.
today too. All right. So we are going to name it, claim it, end it. Racism. What are we naming? Racism. What are we claiming? Racism. What are we ending? Racism. We have to. We have to.
So we want to be clear that this is a revolution, not a movement. And I want people to relax because we have been programmed to fear that word. And revolution is a very simple thing. It only means two really simple words: fast change. Say it with me. Fast change. What is that called? Revolution. For example, evolution. Human beings went through an evolution, a 3 million year process to get here today. That's slow change. Slow change is evolution. We want we don't want. We are going to have.
Yes.
We are having in the midst of a revolution. Fast change. Okay, in 1964, the United States passed the Civil Rights Act. I have been waiting since 1964 for things to change, as the government said, with all deliberate speed. Their speed sucks, okay? 50 years later, I'm still here waiting for that. That's evolution. No, we're changing it now. Revolution. And be clear. Don't need a gun, bullet, all you folks who just piss your pants, relax. This has nothing to do with a physical war. This is a revolution of the mind.
Yes.
You change your mind, change your words, change your
reality.
world.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. We're changing the world. Racism will never give us the language to liberate us from our own oppression. We are going to start using words to liberate ourselves from our own oppression. Number one, we're in the midst of a revolution. Next month, the American Revolution will be celebrated big time in this country. The American colonists, settlers, immigrants were sick of Britain on their necks. Americans had a revolution to keep Britain off their neck. And now we are having a 21st century revolution to get racism off our necks. Take the blue pill. Wake up to the matrix. Racism is everywhere. Okay. Let's go to the word racism, which is really interesting because people talk about race and they say racism, but most people have no idea what racism is. So we're going to make this very clear. Racism is a system. It's an institutionalized system. So when people say systemic racism, that's like saying wet water. If it's not systemic, it's not racism.
It's prejudice, it's discrimination, but if it's not in a system, it's not racism.
So let's be clear. Racism is behavior that manifests throughout society based on a belief. The belief is the myth, very clear, myth of white supremacy.
Right.
When you are programmed with the myth of white supremacy, no matter who you are, what you look like, when you step into society, economics, education, entertainment, family, labor, law, politics, religion, science, war, no matter what part of society you step into, you take that belief of white psychopathy, the myth of white supremacy, with you. So that's why you will see racism across every aspect of this culture, because it lives in our minds. If you eliminate it from the brain, then you eliminate it from society, because we will not practice it. Let me be very clear. Why is it that we have heard over the past month, we have been programmed, indoctrinated, inculcated with the same phrase: wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart, wash your hands, wash your hands. In 1 month, we have had a revolution to change our minds about the way we think of cleanliness. 400 years, have you ever heard racism's not real, we're one human race, let's respect and love each other? Nope. We've had the power to do that all this time. Why doesn't America do it? Because America loves racism. This generation, we're tired of it. 21st century, we're done with it. We need immediate change, revolution. The revolution is the elimination of racism. It happens here. Don't need to go to a gun shop. Don't need to go study. You don't need to go buy anything. It's free. Change your mind. So we are not here to enlighten you. We're here to endarken you.
Boom. Queen.
Change your world. I'm hoping that some of you actually went and looked up the word black.
Yes, that was your homework. Who did it? Who did it? I'm so juiced right now, if you can tell.
So if some of you did it, you know that when you looked up the word black, and you kept looking at the definitions, you saw words like cruel, ugly, criminal, destined for punishment, loathsome, wicked, evil. All those words you will see, and there I counted them, and there are at least 32 on Google alone.
Oh, Taiwo's got more words.
Oh, here you go.
Okay, so I, with my trusty dusty computer, with the help of the search engine Google, looked up the digital Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of the word black. And if you scroll down the page, starting with number 6, thoroughly sinister or evil, wicked, indicative of condemnation or discredit, heavy, serious, connected with or invoking the supernatural and especially the devil. Because my brown skin is invoking the devil. Devil not today. Never that. I am a child of the King. Hallelujah, blessed and highly favored. So how black could ever be seen as having to do with anything demonic or devilish or wicked or sinister or evil? That is somebody putting that on that definition of the word black. If it ain't about color, it has nothing to do with the definition of the word black.
Now think of your wardrobe. I'm sure some of you have black dresses, black coats, black shoes. Be careful, because they're evil, they're wicked, they're sinister.
Why?
So let's be very clear. The problem is around us all the time. It's in everything. It's everywhere. We are all programmed to hate black. Did you know that the police department around the country, that the targets that they use for fire range practice were all images of black people with afros? Did you know that? They were silhouettes of people with afros. So they are subconsciously conditioning all police officers to shoot the afro, shoot the black person. We are subconsciously programmed with this myth of white supremacy. So what we want to do is give you this reality check. I'm going to have my daughter go to the PowerPoint of the images of how we are programmed from the womb to the tomb to actually hate black. Every child will be raised, even black, will be raised to hate blacks. So this is how it's done, and you've all seen this. We know that the fairest of them all is what? Not Snow Black, Snow White, right? So we need to see this.
Which one?
This image, if we can. Right.
This one?
Yes.
Can you hand me my phone?
So think about how many times you've seen Snow White, and the subconscious message is to be the most beautiful, the most wonderful, the fairest of them all, that you must be Snow White. We know that if you are living in your home, minding your business, anyone can break in and shoot you down. It's okay if you're brown. Where do we learn that message? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. She is the one who is infiltrating, breaking in the houses, but who is the one who gets killed in their own house? The three brown bears. Let's look at Tarzan. That tells us that Caucasians are superior and Caucasians must rule over blacks at all times. It's no accident that a new Tarzan movie comes out every generation.
Every generation.
It's no accident that Tarzan is on TV right now to this day. Look at the Flintstones. It tells you that all the way back to the Stone Age, all the people were white. Then we go to the Jetsons, and even in the future, everybody will be white. We are constantly programmed for white supremacy, for white psychopathy. Let's look at the movie King Kong. That is the movie also of colonization. And we know that Caucasians went and got the black human giant and brought them back for capitalization, and when he didn't want to be enslaved, now we got to kill the black giant. We know that in the Ugly Duckling, we know that the black duck is the ugly duck. But what does the duck have to do to be considered beautiful? Must turn into a white swan. In the Beauty and the Beast, we know that as long as he is brown, he is a beast. But what must he do to not be considered a beast? Has to turn him white. And when he's white, only then is he eligible for love, respect, and protection. It's no accident bleaching creams are flying off the shelf. It's no accident people are buying blonde wigs and dyeing their hair blonde. It's no accident people are wearing blue contact lenses. That's what white superiority teaches us, that you're inferior. And then they give us this language to validate it. You all need equality. You're not equal to us. It implies we're inferior. Look at here. I never use that word. And let's be clear. No one wants equality.
We don't want equality.
If we had equality, the only way for people to be equal, all the oppressed people in the world would have to go invade, attack every white nation, steal all its resources,
murder people,
enslave all the people,
rape the women,
rape all the women, put them in slavery so they could get rich for the next 400 years, destroy their culture, destroy their history, destroy their black, chocolatey, brown, beautiful image, destroy everything about them, turn them into demons, demonize them, dehumanize them, make them the most poor, the most disenfranchised. Then let's use the word equality. See, you don't want equality.
That would be equality. We don't want equality. We want humanity.
Humanity. We want justice. We want the end to racism. That's what we're looking for. So we know that angel food cake is what color?
White.
Devil's food cake is what color?
Brown.
See, we promote racism every single day. I had to stop watching, and I really enjoy this channel because I like the truth. I watched the ID channel. Oh, well, I can't afford it. There's the COVID-19. Anyway, I had to stop watching it because if any little brown or black children in the room, those little brown or black children are going to hear the word dark and black used negatively a minimum of 500 times a day. 500 times a day. How many times is that in a month? Do the math, 1,500. How many times is that going to be at the end of the year? That's just in 1 year. So how many times have all of us heard the words black and brown used in a negative way? We all have. We are subconsciously being indoctrinated over and over again. So by the time that child grows up, I want to dye my hair yellow. I want to get blue contacts. I ain't black, I'm a nigga. It's just stupid stuff.
That part. And will go to the death defending being called a nigga, but will not call themselves beautiful brown people, will not call themselves beautiful black people, but will call themselves nigga. Will not say that they are African American. And that is the damage of racism.
And don't you know every 3-year-old knows that word? You think that's an accident? Huh. How many 3-year-olds know the word African? African genius, Imhotep. We don't know those words because racism will never give us the vocabulary to eliminate our oppression. That's our job. We have that power. You don't have to buy anything. You have it right now. Stop using racist language. Stop having dark past. Stop having a dark mystery, a dark history. Don't be afraid of black cats. Are you insane? Come on.
Yes, we are insane. Yeah. Racism has driven all of us insane. It is a mental illness, so most people are walking around insane. And here is the thing. Intelligent people, the ones who are intelligent, know that this was by design and not an accident. So when we see black men like George Floyd and black women like Sandra Bland be murdered right in front of our faces, right? And we read about it, but then when we watch it, we understand why this is happening. And then the rest of the insane, crazy people go around saying, but how could this happen? I don't understand. This is America, the land of the free. Why is this happening? When you understand your history and when you're intelligent enough to know what's going on, you understand very plainly why this is happening. And that is why usually there is not enough outrage, because George Floyd is not the first black man to be murdered in front of our eyes. He's not the first. He's not. It's just that because this happened, right? Because he was the third black person murdered, right? In a series of 2 months that got widespread attention because of that. And because of the crazy white lady in Central Park that called the police on that black man. And then because of the other, was the other white woman that called the police on another innocent black person somewhere else. All of that mixed with COVID-19 and the fact that people are at home. They don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anything to do other than pay attention to distractions. To what's going on. They're not at school. They're not at work. People are pissed. People are broke. people have time and they're like, fuck this bullshit, excuse my French or my English. It's all the oppressor's language, colonizer's language. Fuck this bullshit. We're taking to the streets, not today, right? And it's because of this perfect storm that now people are going, wait a minute. Black people in this country have problems. Wait a minute. Police kill black people? Yes. Yes, they do. Wow. That's why Colin Kaepernick started taking a knee. What was it, 3 years ago? And now that quarterback of the New Orleans Saints had the nerve to come out today and say, my bad, I didn't realize this was an issue. But you know what? He didn't realize that because America trained him just like they trained everybody else not to realize it and to not care. There should never have to be an organization that comes out to say, hey, Black Lives actually matter, because all of us have been trained for 600 years to think that Black lives don't matter.
Right. So be very clear. This is a revolution of the mind. You change your mind, change your words, change the world.
Yep.
Revolution of the mind. So let's be clear of a definition for racism, because a lot of us are not clear about that.
Yes, let's define it, mommy.
Okay, so we're going to really go into this myth of race tomorrow, because that's not real, but let's talk about the reality of racism today. See, people think America has a race problem. No, it doesn't. It has a racism problem.
Yep. Totally different thing.
Americans have been trained to believe, oh, America has an immigration problem. No, they don't. We have a racism problem. The people telling you America has an immigration problem are who? Immigrants. Come on. You know how many French immigrants that illegally here? How many British illegal immigrants? How many German illegal immigrants?
Let's say it.
How many Russian illegal immigrants? How many? Okay.
Because unless they're indigenous people telling you about the immigration problem, it is null and void. We don't want to hear it. It is a non-factor.
So let me be clear. Let me let everybody know. The reason I am so emphatic about this, other than surviving racism on many occasions, I have been attacked by the Ku Klux Klan many times.
Many times.
Guns, dogs, pickup trucks, niggas shouting me down. I've had contracts on my life. I'm still here. I fight racism every single day. So let's be clear what it is, because it's around us all the time. It's like air. We love to say there's no such thing as pollution. We're breathing in it every second.
Every second.
And we create pollution in our daily lives and then say there's no such thing as pollution. There's no such thing as climate change. We are blind to our reality. We don't see the forest for the trees. So let me make it very clear for you. Racism. Racism is a social system based on society. Society has 10 areas. Those 10 areas of society are...
Wait. Y'all might want to take out a notebook and take notes. I'm just saying. All of this is in the book, so get the book. This is my mommy's copy. My copy is floating around here somewhere, but it's in the book. But in case you want to take notes, she's about to give you the 10 areas. Look, y'all need to know this.
Everyone in society is operating, not that one, that's an edit. This is the newer one.
Okay.
Is operating, and I'm actually editing this book because I wrote this over 35 years ago. Anyway, we all operate in one of these areas: economics, education, entertainment, family, labor, law, politics, religion, science, war. Those are the 10 areas of society. We all function in any and all of those 10 areas. They are all interrelated at all times. Put them together, they make a system called society. This system, however, is rooted in the myth. Remember, notice I said the myth, because it's a myth. The myth of white supremacy. So once we are all taught as babies growing up from the womb to the tomb to believe white is superior and black is inferior, we take that insanity wherever we go.
Everywhere.
So if we grow up and we run a bank, we grow up and we become a teacher in a school, we grow up and we go into the family, no matter what area of society we go in, we go carrying the baggage of white psychopathy. That's another word we need to look up. Not supremacy, psychopathy.
Tell them what it means, Mama.
Okay, we're going to go into the world with psychopathy because I know we're almost out of time. And I know that some of you have questions, and I'm very old. I can't see the words.
I'll get up over there.
Okay, I'm going to have my daughters look at them. We are going to be talking about and answering these questions. We were hoping to do it today. But please forgive us for going over. But However, this is a 6,000-year-old problem. That's history. We don't know. We'll talk about that later. Intensified in the last 500 years. We're only taking half an hour a day for 7 weeks.
For 7 days.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
7 whole days. Yeah.
7 days. So there's a lot to cover. What people have to start doing is reading books.
Yeah.
You must read.
Renew your mind.
As many people, especially journals from people who wrote them before racism existed.
That part.
Like the Iliad written by Homer. We can start looking at ancient historians. We'll go into that later. But right now we want everybody to know that the letter for today is R, racism. The revolution is to eliminate racism. Revolution simply means fast change. America is celebrating the American Revolution of 1776 next month, as it always does, July 4th, because they wanted Britain off their necks. We, 20th century revolutionaries, want racism off our necks. Welcome to the revolution.
And how awesome would it be to celebrate that revolution for real
Boom.
on the 4th of July?
How awesome.
Now let's see America message every day. Wash your hands. We are one HUE-MANE race. Wash your hands. There's no such thing as superiority, inferiority. Wash your hands. Racism is wrong. Wash your hands. We are all one people. Let's see that message, America. Change your mind. Change your words. Change the world. Name it. Claim it. End it. Racism.
Taiwo, were you going to say something? You looked like you wanted to say something.
I don't know.
And remember, we have to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah.
Because don't think we don't cry. I cry every night over this. But I'm tired of raising children to cry about it. I saw the little boy say, when did you start hating me? Was it when I was born?
Yeah.
We have to stop this inhumanity. Please. I'm not saying love each other. We have family members can't love each other. I'm not crazy. We don't have to all love each other. That's what divorce is about. We can't love each other. That's cool. I'm not saying we have to all sing kumbaya in circles.
Circles.
What I am saying is, stop disrespecting people because of the way they look. That's all. Just don't disrespect anybody. Then we can move to respecting each other. And once we start respecting each other, we can get rid of this racist insanity. Welcome to the revolution of the mind.
I was going to say, don't disrespect anybody for any reason. Not just because of the way they look.
Don't ever disrespect anybody.
Let's all respect each
everybody.
other. We don't even have to like each
other.
Thank you. We don't have to like each other to respect each other.
That's right.
Those are two different things.
Don't
there can be
disrespect.
people that you disagree with, right? That you just don't get along with. Your life is oil and water. It's never going to work. Whatever. But you don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to disrespect someone's whole life and humanity. That's crazy.
Yeah,
and you
that's
don't have
insane.
to put your knee on them for 9 minutes to kill them.
That part.
That's first-degree murder. He had 9 minutes to change his mind. Gee, I'm killing this guy. Maybe I should get up. Nah, I'm going to kill him. First degree. He thought about that a long time.
Wait, it got upgraded today to second degree.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
first degree.
maybe after 9 more days of protests, it'll get upgraded to first degree murder.
So
and all the other officers along with
it. So you want to thank all you revolutionaries who are changing your mind.
Yes.
You are revolutionary if you stay at home in bed. Don't think you have to go out in the street, because I don't go out.
That's right.
Me and COVID-19, I'm an elder. We don't agree. I don't go anywhere but my daughter's house. So I guess it's there for me. But
she just started coming here, and she just started hugging us after 2 months.
Right, that part.
Because I guess she didn't know if we were diseased or not.
Anyway, I'm hugging them now.
Yeah.
Daughters. And be a revolutionary. Change your mind. That's how you're a revolutionary. Change your mind. Be a revolutionary. Change your mind. Stop accepting racist language. Stop perpetuating racist language. Stop ignoring this elephant in the room, because it leaves us all covered in shit.
Yes.
Call it out.
Oh, wait.
Call it out.
Covered in what?
Shit.
That's not a good place to be. I don't want to be covered in shit. I don't know about
Wipe
you guys.
that racist insanity off. Get it out of your mind, so you can think like a humane being and save the one race, the one and only human race.
And if you guys, I would suggest that you do start reading. But
Please,
let me
please.
I'm just gonna pat my own self on the back, because if you guys know me, I don't need nobody to compliment me. I'm like, good job, Kehinde, excellent. Yes, Kehinde, you're brilliant. Yes, I know that. Okay, thank you. But what I was gonna say was,
She does it very well.
I do. What I was gonna say was, if you want to start reading something, start by reading that long ass post that I posted on my page.
I like that.
Today, about all these corporations
Throwing money at
that are so scared of looking racist that they're like, oh, we don't want to look racist. Oh, we need the black people's money. Let's throw some money at it. And then they're throwing money, millions at the NAACP and at the Black Lives Matter movement, which. Okay, you can see how I feel about it in the article. However, throwing money at a problem is not going to solve the problem.
That's right.
If we would just fix our behavior, fix our language, fix the way that we treat each other, fix our mind, think about stuff, that would solve the problem. So, hey, corporations, might I implore you to actually think about these issues, and if you want to fund something, fund a solution, not an anti-acknowledgement that there's a problem. It's two different things.
Fund education that's going to educate people about treating each other like humane beings. Fund a, what are they called, a public service announcement that educates people about treating people humanely. Fund that. Don't just throw money at an organization and hope for the best. NAACP, they kind of black. They've been around for a while. Here's some money. No.
And money's tight. We know things are going around. Look at here. It's better to fund your mind with knowledge and wisdom.
Yes, that part.
You have all the power in you
Already, right there.
Racism makes you think you're powerless. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel that this is too big. It's not. You are the leader. You're the revolutionary. You want to know who the revolutionaries are? Go get a mirror. They're you.
Yes, it's
Change
you.
your
Stop
mind.
waiting for other people to do it.
It's
We can make the changes. We don't have to wait for everybody. And you don't think that you have to go out and protest to make a change. You don't. If you have a child, teach your child.
Teach the baby.
If you are an educator and you don't have your own biological children, teach your students. Teach your friends. Have those conversations with your family members that don't know how to act and don't know how to treat people. Everybody has people around them that don't know how to love other human beings.
And for the last, if you're still not with it, next time you see the images that you are turning away from of that officer intentionally first-degree murder, killing George Floyd, post your face where his is. Tape your daughter's face where his face is.
Where George Floyd's is.
Tape your son's face where George Floyd's face is. And then you tell me if it's justifiable. So I don't even say that word out loud. It's unjustifiable genocide. This revolution is ending racism now. Change your mind, change your words, change the world. Love you.
And let's not wait for the NAACP, because facts, they've been around for 111 years, and if they could have ended racism, they'd have done it 111 years ago. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
And hello.
What corporation owns the NAACP? That's another story.
Not
That's
black
another
story.
story. So do your research, people.
Please do. I'm gonna
Thank you
read.
for watching.
I'm gonna read the comments and the
Good.
questions.
You can see that?
No, I
No, she's
cannot.
got
Oh, absolutely not. So I'm gonna go device by device.
It's 2:31 right now.
Our apologies.
Darlene from Fremont, whoop whoop, says, preach, educate the truth with Hecka 100s and prayer hands.
Heckle 100s.
That's
good. That's good.
That's
Okay.
good, mommy. What else?
See, if I didn't even have my daughters, I couldn't even decipher stuff anymore.
We will be your guides.
Sister Eva says, doesn't this seem extreme? No, rewriting the narrative does not seem extreme.
Oh, wait a minute, come here. I have a knee I want to put on your neck. Tell me if it's extreme.
Well, no, it's
oh
not
my gosh.
extreme.
Okay.
Well, and that depends on what part she tuned in.
Extreme.
So if you tuned in at the part where we were talking about not wanting equality, where we said no, in order for people to be equal, we'd have to go around the world doing what Europeans did
Right.
to the
Us.
world
Yes.
for 400 years, going in, stealing people's land,
Is that
murdering
what she's
people,
talking
killing
about?
people.
Extreme?
So we
I don't know. I'm
want-
not sure
and
where
we-
she joined
and
in.
that's when we said we don't want equality.
We don't
That
want
would
equality.
make people equal. Our push is not for equality, it's for humanity. So we have to be careful about the language we use. Language is everything. Language is how we interpret the world around us. Language is how we teach our children. So no, we don't want equality. We want humanity.
And
we want dignity.
And we don't need
We don't
equality.
need equality.
See, everybody keeps forgetting one thing. We are one, O-N-E, one hue, H-U-E, color, one human race. And when we come together as one human race, the revolution will be what? One, W-O-N. When we know we are all one, we will have one.
And let me just say that Sister Eva goes to our church. So, no, loving everyone and treating everyone like Jesus said. The first commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your mind and all your strength. And the second commandment, like it, I know y'all can't see my face. The second commandment, like it,
is to love your neighbor as yourself.
And hey, Christians, we have not been doing that.
Well, no, some of us have, but there are a lot of people who call themselves Christians who have not been doing that.
Yeah, we
so
let's this country that's supposed to be one nation. This country that's supposed to be a Judeo-Christian country, one nation under God. This country has absolutely not been operating under the principles of Jesus Christ. Ever. Because it could not have been formed if we were all operating in love the way that Jesus said. No, it is not extreme. We have to actually, if we all respect each other, that means we are following the second greatest commandment, which is to love every human being. So we're trying to bring it back to that. And I don't know, and maybe, you know what? Yes, I do want to be extreme for Christ. I want to be extreme for my Lord and Savior.
That's right.
Absolutely. If loving every human being and the humanity of every human being is extreme, then call me an extremist. I'm extremist for love. Let me go back to the comments.
Hallelujah.
And remember, you don't have to have a religion. You could be atheist. You could be agnostic.
And still treat people with humanity and dignity and respect.
Other human beings. That's all. Stop disrespecting people based on how they look.
Okay.
Real simple.
Okay, so then Miss Clemens says, damn, Miss Kujichagulia, you schooled me hard. Wait, she said, all the things I haven't seen through my white lens. All right? And then... And that's okay, because if you're white and that's not your reality, you don't know.
Like, I can't tell you anything about golf. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist.
But you're open to listening to the realities of other people, and that's what we need.
That's what we need.
Okay, and then Kim says, I have a question about, you know what? This is a question that comes up often, so let's talk about this real quick. I have a question about black on black crimes. Why are blacks killing each other?
Wait, hold it. Have you ever seen a white person shoot a white person?
Yes.
Why don't you have the vocabulary white on white crime? A white man shoots his white wife. Is that black on black crime? It's white on white crime. And you got to buy the book, people. All this is explained in the book. Whites kill more whites than... The level of white crime against white is enormous, especially in quote-unquote white countries. So why don't we have the language white on white crime? Because racism will never allow us to look at whites in any other way than superior.
Yeah.
I know you know a lot of white folks who have killed some white folks. And let me not go to Timothy McVeigh or Cherry Nichols and his son, Charles Manson, white folks killing black folks. How about white on black crime?
Yeah.
We don't even have those words. See, the words are crucial.
The words are
They
crucial.
have brainwashed us so much that we can't even see the forest for the trees.
And tag me in.
Yeah, tag.
And can I just say that people kill people in communities, or people harm people in the communities that they reside in. So if it's a white community, hell yeah, there's white on white crime. You kill the people who are around you. So when black people live in black communities, yes, the majority of the crime is perpetrated on other black people. It's the same for Spanish-speaking communities. It's the same for Asian communities. It's the same for all communities. People commit crimes within their communities. But just like my mom was saying, we don't even have the vocabulary for it, because racism teaches us to vilify black people
and brown
people. So we have language that makes black and brown people look bad, even though we're exhibiting the exact same behavior that we were taught, that all human beings exhibit. People who are going to commit crimes generally commit crimes within their communities, and if their communities look like them, that's where the crimes are being committed. But we don't have language for it as a result of racism, which is a system of oppressing people based on the way that they look.
So stop the double standard. If you're going to say black on black crime, say white on white crime. So all those whites who kill other whites, let's say, oh, white on white crime. But why don't we just stop all the racist talk
Just stop it.
altogether? Revolution of the mind. That's where we are. But I really want to thank you for that question.
Yes, because
you're
often.
thinking.
Yeah.
Thank you for thinking.
Thank you. It comes up often, and it comes up in forums where we don't have a chance to address it. So
Yes.
I appreciate that, because that question comes up all the time.
So unless you're going to say white on white crime, stop saying black on black.
Okay, I'm looking at the other questions.
Okay, my daughter's still looking for other questions.
Someone says, can never be extreme when defending our lives. Facts.
That's right. When you're loud clap.
Halima says, why is this so hard to understand? And there's other comments affirming how awesome you are, mommy.
Because
let me go to the next
us.
device.
It's us. We have to start looking at all of ourselves as one.
Yes.
I didn't get this way by myself. I was just telling my granddaughter. When I was little, my mom took my brothers and I to go meet Dr. King. And Dr. King said, little girl, are you going to be a drum major for justice?
Did he sound like that?
I did it. Anyway, I said, yes, Dr. King, I will be a drum major for justice. And I have been doing this since I have been 10 years old. Since
All right.
age 10. I am not waiting anymore. It's time to change now. Fast change. Revolution.
Of the mind.
Lionel Green Jr. says, don't forget that some dictionaries define black as half-truth. Megan Bumpus says, hi, y'all are so beautiful. Are you doing these videos every day? Yes, we are for the next 5 days after today. At 2 o'clock. Hold on, I'm scrolling through.
Scrolling with the homies.
and let me just ask one person a question. What would happen if we respected each other? Would there be lightning bolts? Would the earth open up and destroy us? What's so horrible about simply respecting others? And when you question it, that should give you evidence of how ingrained white psychopathy is in your mind. All these events we see, I don't care when, if we go all the way back to Emmett Till, Kunta Kinte, all the way up, all these people, none of these are isolated incidents. The media tries to portray them as isolated incidents, thinking it's not a huge problem. None of them are isolated incidents. They are all unequivocal evidence of racism.
And predictable incidents when you understand that we live in a racist society. None of this is surprising. Every time this happens, it's just like, oh, this happened again. Why is it not surprising? Because we live in a racist country.
We're comfortable with racism.
That is what racism teaches. It teaches people to disrespect people based on their phenotype, based on the way that they look. So it's never surprising when this happens. What is surprising is the fact that people are surprised by it, quite frankly. When people go, oh my God, how could this happen? How could it not happen? We're all taught to disrespect, discredit, fear, and treat people walking around in brown skin poorly, and to dehumanize them. So it's surprising that people are even surprised by it at this point, because we've lived in this craziness, in this insanity for literally hundreds of years since the founding of this country. Generations upon generations upon generations. So we got to stop. Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We have to stop acting like insane people. We have to stop acting like, and this is in no way to disrespect people who are marching.
Oh, no, we're with you.
We are with you.
We're with you. We're with all you revolutionaries.
But here's the thing. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk planning.
What next?
Yeah.
Let's talk what next.
Yes.
So here's the thing. We got to stop acting like a march of 15,000 people is going to change something. The marches that happened during the civil rights movement, those were planned actions. They were not reactionary. There was a specific goal that they had attempted to accomplish, and the goal was the passage of civil rights legislation, several different laws being passed, and that happened. We cannot take, and oh my God, and I just went through teaching my students this in preparing them for the Black History Month Assembly at our school. We cannot take the methods that were successful in the past and then transpose them into the future and expect that it's going to work.
Miracle.
It's a different time period. We have to move in different ways. And I thought about this last night. Generations ago, back during the enslavement of African people on these shores, the prayer for many of our ancestors was, Lord, we just prayed for slavery to end. Yes. And it ended. And then where were we? Sharecropping. Similar circumstances,
incarceration,
with a different name. Okay, so then the prayer was, all right, and the movement was, okay, let's pass legislation so that in the eyes of the law, we will be treated equally. And then what happened? We got Reconstruction. This is prior to 1900. This was right after enslavement ended. We got Reconstruction. Laws passed. What happened when the laws passed? Several black people were murdered because several hundreds, thousands of black people, recently freed black people, were murdered. Because white people were like, oh, hell no. We ain't never going to look at you as equal. Reconstruction, so civil rights legislation passed prior to 1900. It was passed and then it was repealed. Yes? Then the prayer was, or the movement was, okay, let's try to get more civil rights legislation passed. 50s and 60s
And let's assimilate. Remember that?
No. Segregation.
Uh-huh.
Oh, maybe
integration.
Integration. Maybe if we can all go shop in the same places. If we can all go spend our money.
Sit at the lunch counter without having our heads beat in.
Sit at the same lunch counters. Maybe if we can go function in the same places and ride in the same in the front of the bus, then maybe we'll be seen as equal. And what happens? We get integration. We're still doing
but we haven't
circumstances.
eliminated racism.
The problem is we've never looked at the root cause. We have to stop looking at the symptoms of the disease and look at the actual root cause of the disease. It's only when we get to the root that we can clear it. It's like going. Then this is why I didn't go into the medical profession. You guys, I am a science geek. I am a science nerd. I love it. I was a biology major for the first year of undergrad. When I realized I did not want to go into practicing medicine and into doing research, I was like, I'm not going to dedicate the rest of my life to this, although I love it. But here's the thing about the medical profession and big pharmaceutical companies. You go to the hospital and the doctors not to get healed, to get patched up long enough to take drugs, to keep you alive long enough to take more drugs. They get paid based on how many drugs they give you. So they will prolong your life long enough to take more medication, but never actually heal you. Never actually cure you.
It's not economically beneficial for the pharmaceutical companies for you to be well. They only get paid if you're sick.
Wait, tag me in.
All right.
Tag me in.
Okay, because I got to get to the rest of the questions. And can I just say this? It's not economically beneficial for this country for anybody to love each other, let alone themselves. I always say, and this is why I pat myself on the back and I call myself gorgeous and brilliant and wonderful and talented.
That's right.
And the best thing since sliced bread. We have to look. We have to know that about ourselves.
Yes.
Because I always say that loving yourself in America is a revolutionary act. Because you know who does not make money when you love yourself? The cosmetic industry, the false hair industry,
the fashion
nails,
industry,
lashes, all that stuff. What's it called? Cosmetic surgery. None of these industries can survive when you love yourself. And guess what happens when you love yourself? Do you have time to hate other people? No. You love yourself. That love extends to other people. So love in this country of yourself and other human beings is a revolutionary act. And capitalism cannot survive if we are all acting in love.
That's right.
Yes.
I just had to be tagged in real quick for that, but I'm about to get back to reading those questions.
Okay, let me before we go off, because I'm sure we're out of time.
Well, I just want to say, get to the root. When you get to the root, then we heal it. We cannot look at the symptoms of racism and create whole movements based on symptoms.
Roots.
We have to heal it. We got to look at the root.
The root.
Racism is the problem. It's not segregation. It wasn't slavery. It wasn't sharecropping. It wasn't any of those things. Racism was the problem, which is why we can pass legislation. We can end enslavement. We can be integrated, and nothing will change
until you change your mind.
Until we change
so, and let me say this. Well, I'm going to say this. We know it's not your fault. It's not my fault that racism is here. I didn't invent racism.
Yeah, none of us
You
did.
didn't invent invent racism.
None of us did.
Your parents didn't reinvent racism. None of us invented it. It was invented
long ago,
centuries ago. But it is our fault if we continue to accept, tolerate, and promote it.
Say that, Mommy.
That's our fault. Wake up. Have a revolution in your mind. Let us endarken you. Welcome to the revolution. Change your mind. Change your words.
Change the world.
Change
the world.
Okay, so Megan Bumpus says, I just spent at least 20 minutes responding to white teachers' racist comments on a post in a CTA, California Teachers Association group, and this live video is feeding my soul right now.
I love that so much.
Kathy says, what's the name of the book again?
Oh. Recognizing and resolving
the roots.
The root of racism. We don't need a study. It's here. We don't need to go pay nobody on a fact-finding commission.
We don't need a commission to study it.
It's here. We're going to go past the superficial, get to the root of the problem. Isn't that what psychology teaches us?
Right.
Isn't that what sociology teaches us? Isn't that what COVID-19 said? We got to go to the source. Let's find the source. So every time you see those realities, implant the word racism. Same methodology. You can't fix it if you don't know what it is.
Right.
If you're addicted, we know we can't fix an addict as long as they're addicted until you acknowledge you're addicted to racism.
Yes.
Only then are you going to be able to get rid of that addiction. We understand? We overstand because we all were born and raised in America.
Yeah.
I'm very clear. I can't tell you well, I've had 2 operations that required anesthesia. Once when I was 10 years old, and the doctors told me, you are black, you don't feel pain. And they proceeded that operation on me with no anesthesia. I still feel the needles going in and out of me. I've had 2 operations because the doctors told me black folks don't feel pain. When you go through radiation, all radiation specialists have been trained to radiate black and brown bodies longer. And the racist myth is, well, we can't get the radiation through the black skin. Lie. It's designed like that to kill us. We could go on and on. Any more?
Yeah.
We have to stop.
Gary from that we went to tech with says, "Oh, hi, moms. She looks the same." A lot of people says thank you. They were asking about the book. Miss Freeberg posted the link on Amazon.
Oh, Miss Freeberg, yeah, she's on it. Yes.
And Amazon has it. Organization of Black Unity has it. And hopefully every home will have it.
Oh, Gary says, why can I hear you guys in my ear right now doing that pull-on niggas are scared of revolution? LOL.
Laugh poets. They changed my mind. And you know, it's no accident that the arts are out of the school, because when you have the arts in the school, we learn how to love and respect each other.
We do.
So no, that's why they went out to school. That's why in STEM, there's no place for the arts. That's why Val, Saran, it's called STEAM.
STEAM.
You have to have science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And let's not forget who invented science, technology, mathematics. Black folks did. As a matter of fact, black people were the people who came up with the number system and the number 0. We invented the number 0. Think of your Roman numerals. What does it start with?
1.
Black people knew there was a digit such as 0. Based our cultures on it. My religion, Ifa, is based on that culture. It's called the binary code. 0, 1. 0, 1. My religion is based on that. Ifa. This is over 12,000 years old. Okay. It already has a word, 0. It has a name. The other digit is called a 1. What did racism do? In your computers, it has renamed the digits. Guess what racism named the 0? Slave. Guess what racism named the 1? Master. How is that? How do we all know to hate? It's no accident. We are programmed to hate black people from the second they are born. We are programmed to hate. Gee, what if we program people to love each other?
Right.
Where would we be? Let's try it. Let's just try it for a while.
Yeah,
Let's respect each other. Asante Sana for the revolutionaries who are changing their minds.
Kathy says, I just held my son tight crying during the memorial service when they did the moment of silence. How long the officer was on his neck. That was a long time. The lack of speaking lasted for a long time. I was watching it too.
Premeditated.
It was a long time.
He had, even if he thought you, because he reads the manuals on how long it takes to suffocate and strangle and chokehold someone, he knows. He read the manuals. He knew if I sit on that neck for 5 more minutes, he will die. What is that called? Premeditated. Set your clock to 5 minutes. In the entire 5 minutes, ask yourself, should I stop now? I might kill him.
And it was it was almost 9 minutes.
Should I stop now? He might die. Should I stop now? That might kill him. That's called premeditation. 1st degree murder.
Kathy works in a police department. She says, what would you say about working in a predominantly white police department where they have treated you wrong and they're feeling white guilt now? When she said that yesterday, I said, have them watch this series.
I love it. Well, you know, I grew up in, went to school, all white schools. I was usually the only black person in the school. I was treated badly all the time. All the guys were afraid to date me because I was so dark. Will you beat me around the corner? You don't have any reason to feel guilty. No matter how you look, you have no reason to feel guilty. You didn't create the problem. Let the guilt go.
Yeah.
We're all part of the same human race.
And we're all part of the solution. And we're all part of the solution.
But you should feel upset if you don't do something and change.
Right.
You don't have time to feel guilty. Spend all your time working on eliminating racism.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't have time to
There's
feel
no
guilty.
reason to feel guilty. Nobody on earth today created it.
Don't
But
feel guilty.
We do all have a responsibility to change it.
That's right.
Because I cannot look at my daughters and know that I'm going to be gone one day and I don't want to leave them this world.
And be clear, I have friends who are police officers.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful friends.
I used to have a fiance who was a police officer. I got to think about men in uniform. Don't tell nobody. Anyway, this is not about police officers.
No, it's not.
This is not about white people, Caucasians. This is about racism.
Right.
You can be any color. You can look any way and hate injustice.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't feel guilty. Feel proud to be someone intelligent enough to fight against injustice.
And
join the revolution.
And hopefully this will be a moment where they can use this as a launching pad to do something to actively change the narrative.
You all know what cops in your department are dirty. You know who in your business who is treating black people
and they're not all
wrong.
white.
And they're not all white.
You know what teachers in your school are teaching outright lies.
Yeah.
And making black
And
children
those
feel
teachers
bad.
are not all white.
That part.
You know who's who. Say something. Name it. Claim it. End it. Racism. How much are you?
Kathy says she wants to know how she can get a signed copy of the book.
Aw.
She would like a signed copy.
What city does she live in?
She's in Atlanta.
We'll send you one. I guess we go offline and do that.
And get her address.
Go to my
and everything.
go to my website. Oh, I don't know how to put email on my website. I am so anti-tech.
Kathy, we will communicate with you and help our mother with the technology because
and
she's
check out-
old.
Yeah, and I love being old. See, in American culture, ageism, I hate it. I'm honored to be an elder.
Yes, yes.
Because I'm an elder. Website, www.resolvingracism.com. Now, my daughter put it up 8 years ago. So it looks exactly the same because I don't know how to do it.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix
But
it.
my daughters will update it soon.
We got you.
I am thinking about time because I'm writing the 2nd edition to this book. And I'm also developing a game.
Oh, you guys gonna love it.
So that to help. This is all I do in my time. And if my daughters hadn't forced me to do this, I'm glad they did,
yes,
I would be at home right now doing what I do all the time, helping resolve racism, writing articles, writing books, doing lectures,
Developing curriculum. Yeah.
creating games. That's all I do. And you don't know who I am because I'm not promoting racism. So I'm not a celebrity. I'm not popular. Racism hates me, and I love that. You got to get in line to hate me. You're late. I'm like Jesus. They crucified his butt, but I'm still gonna stand for what's right.
yes, in holy boldness,
In holy
walking
boldness.
forth, doing what the Lord calls you
Amen.
to do.
Doing God's will. And
That's
God's way.
All right.
I am doing the ancestors'
Yes,
work.
that's right.
If they could survive what they did, the least I can do is brush off racism.
That's
Come
right.
on now. All right. Quessy says this makes me feel at home with the smiley face and the hearts around the smiley face.
I haven't seen Quessy since he was so tiny.
I know.
Yeah.
Patrice says good idea. Respect.
Who'd have thought?
Wait. Quessy said I really love that Dr. King voice with the laughing emojis.
Dr. King, I love you, okay? You're in my heart.
Linda Harvey says, can't agree more. Different times need different strategies.
And let me throw this in real quick. Be clear. We're winning. We're going to win this revolution.
Yeah, that's right.
You know why?
That's right.
Because we have the most powerful weapons on earth. Our brain.
Our minds.
Nothing is more powerful than our mind. Our unity.
Yep.
Nothing is more
Unity.
powerful
That's right.
than our unity. Our spirit of love for justice.
Thank you.
This is a revolution of love.
Love.
We love ourselves,
Yes.
and therefore I can love anybody. My mama taught me that.
Say that.
Oh.
This is a revolution to change our hearts and minds so we learn to respect each other as how many? One human race.
Larry Mylander
That's
says,
my coworker.
you know
Hey.
he says, is the book available anywhere other than Amazon?
Organization,
I feel like it is.
Organization of Black Unity in San Antonio, Texas has the book. You know, I have been trying to sell them, you know, and do it, but by the time I pay postage and all that, not only that, it takes me away from re-editing this book because I'm updating it because when I wrote it, there was no such thing as computer language, digital plantation, cyber slavery, the words entitlement, all those insane words. And, you know, as I grow, my language changes. I would tell my students that you are not allowed to use the word race in anything you write or say unless you put the word human in front of it. I caught hell from that. I caught hell for that. I tell my students you are not allowed to use the word white supremacy unless you put the words the myth of. Because we have to be clear. How many little babies are listening?
Yeah.
Everything we say, we are indoctrinating to everyone around us. We have the power to change the world. Change it. Change it fast. And what happens when you do things fast, change fast?
Revolution.
We're all revolutionaries in this. Revolution of the mind, revolution of love. And I gotta go, you guys. I gotta get back in.
Okay. 3 more things. Quessy says, I fix websites for a living. Let me know if I can help. Nice,
Yes.
Quessy.
Please, 'cause
Family.
Granny don't know nothing about that, Quessy. Please tell me. I don't know anything. It's just sitting there looking exactly the same. Thank you, Quessy.
Miss Freeberg
Oh my
says,
God, I love that.
this and you guys so much. Thanks for this series.
Love you.
Kathy says 30 minutes is not long enough.
So
All right.
you gotta thank
Second person who said that.
You gotta, yeah, we've heard that, but you have to thank my daughters. I did not want to do this.
She didn't.
They forced me. I complained. I argued. I balked. I said, I'm busy. We're fighting racism. They said, Mom, this is what you need to do. And then I said, okay, but I don't want to be on screen.
Could you imagine having
They
this
forced
conversation
me.
without
They
looking at
sat
her?
in between me and wouldn't let me get out.
You see, we're pinning her in.
Yeah.
Right? You see,
Yeah.
we're not
See?
letting her escape.
Because
Right?
I just want to work on
What's
racism.
wrong with her? What is wrong with her?
But you gotta thank my daughters. Taiwo, Kehinde, Kujichagulia-Seitu, Kehinde Salter. Thank our families who are putting
your
up
family.
with us.
That's
Sassafras, Sage Boo, Zaza,
Yeah, the kids are.
Cameron,
You guys don't see them, but they're like back and forth
my
behind all
son-in-laws, Brother Six, Josh, and Corey Salter. See, with me, I have pulled them in. They have all decided, Mom, we're all going to become one company and we're going to just fight racism. So that's what we do. This is a brand new company. And we're fighting it because we had to do something for COVID-19. I, as a part-time teacher, my job is gone. And I'm not even going to tell you how many times as a teacher people have let me go because they didn't want me teaching anti-racism.
Teaching the truth.
So that's all I do. I don't have a teaching credential because I did not want to learn how to teach racism.
That part.
No.
Paulima says, stay on screen. You need a podcast.
What's a podcast? Okay,
You guys see, we gotta catch her up to the times.
And Darlene says, thanks, twins, for bringing your mom.
Aw, you're welcome.
Quessy, I'm gonna call you Quessy.
We gotta share this
All right.
gift with the world.
How's your mom?
She was watching. I tagged her.
She was watching yesterday, I think.
Thank you all for watching. And we're not saying everybody has to agree with everything. When I was young and dumb, You couldn't have had this conversation with me. I was as brainwashed as everybody else. I grew up in this country. I was so blind I could not see the forest for the trees. I didn't know why people didn't like me. I thought I was a beautiful chocolate little dark thing. I didn't know why
She had to have been if she looked anything like me.
So it's not your fault. It's not your. I mean, unless your parents are in the Grand Dragon, Ku Klux Klan,
And even then, it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. We didn't invent it, but we all have a job to end it, name it, claim it, end it. Welcome to the revolution of the mind. We're winning. 2020, July 4th. Let's celebrate the American Revolution
Of love.
Yes.
Let's celebrate a revolution of love.
No more racism, because racism is a system of hate, white superiority, claiming black inferiority. No one's inferior, no one's superior. We are one, count 'em, one
human race.
HUE, color, one human race. And we're beautiful.
Yes.
And all of our differences and facets.
And look how many hues I have on me. Just on me.
Yeah.
Come on. We're human beings. Let's love each other.
Yes.
Stop the hate. Spread the love. End racism. Change your mind. Change your words. Change your world. Welcome to the revolution.
Do you want a revolution? Whoop, whoop. Do you want a revolution? Whoop, whoop. Hey.
All right, you guys, we are going to go. Hey, share this with people, okay?
Please.
And we will see you tomorrow.
Discuss
Amongst yourselves. And bring
Yes.
a notebook and something to take notes with
Yes.
tomorrow. You're
And
gonna
get
need
the
it.
book. Boom. We love you guys.
Bye.